Good morning, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations with you as our friends, as always. And also, I'm here with my partner and co host, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. And I'm Charlene from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. We just want to welcome everybody to the show today. And we are going to be talking about the subject of why. Why do you do what you do? And we had this talk earlier this morning on the walk. And so we're going to bring it in house and find out from you why you do the things you do, the way you do the things you do. You got to smile so bright. You know, you could have been a candle. Anyway, that's a whole nother decade, era, etc. But what we want to know is why do you do what you do?
Right. Why do you do what you do?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, and as we talked about today, doing what you do, why you do what you do, and only you know why you do what you do. For some, it's a call. For some, it's a desire. It's something that's just in me. I just feel like I should be flying planes. We want you to be a pilot. Because you'll do what is necessary, take the necessary training and do whatever it is because that's a passion for you. Doing what you do, why you do what you do every day. Why do you get up every morning and doing the things you do?
That's a good question. All I know is that I was up at 4:30 this morning sewing. I just truly, truly enjoy it.
So you were doing the thing that brought you joy,
Makes me smile.
makes you smile, and then also it fulfills perhaps a purpose that you feel that you have. What did you tell me about when people,
Oh, the
when you
thing that,
sew something for somebody?
yeah, the thing that really feeds me is when they try it on and they're excited and their eyes light up at how beautiful they look, and it just transforms them. When that smile comes across their face, it just I don't know, it just lights me up. I don't know how to express it, and it makes me want to keep doing what I do because it brings them such joy and confidence. A lot of different emotions take place when they look beautiful. And at California Cover Ups, I'm on assignment to keep them looking beautiful.
So, so you found that Terrell, you were gonna weigh in.
I was about to say the experience with the California cover ups, you make the customer feel comfortable, beautiful, because you take pictures as well as they're trying the things on. You may not make them, but you say, hey, you want to model this? And they model it. I was a customer and I modeled some of the items and I felt even a better experience. I'm like, oh, this does look nice. Oh,
It
yeah.
looks gorgeous on you, Terrell.
Doing what you do, and normally doing what we do actually helps others.
Mhm. Yes.
It really does. If we're doing what we do all about you or all
Mhm.
about me, then some of that doesn't transcend, and it doesn't feel good when it's all about the person or all about me. If it's all about me and nothing about you, then something gets lost.
It's just not as fulfilling.
Mm-mm.
It, there's still a hollowness, you know what I mean? But when the joy of seeing somebody else experience something that makes them happy is just so fulfilling. I'm sure you feel that way when you put people in a house. How's it feel when people finally, get the keys?
Right. And it's not the end all. Okay, because a lot of people go into real estate for the thing, oh, I can get paid. That is the whole wrong reason for getting into real estate, because it's hard work.
Mm,
You got a lot of things or hurdles and things you got to help people through. You're going to need to hold people's hand through what can be a very stressful situation, and see them all the way through to the end. And even when they get to the end and they have the keys, you still have to be there to answer questions afterwards, like, why did this come in the mail, and what's this? Oh, I found that there's a bunch of stuff. You don't let them just go.
mm-hmm.
So if that is not your passion to help someone through that situation and help them get where they need to be, then you're going to quit early.
Mm,
Okay,
mm-hmm.
some people do that. Teresa Sanders is in here,
Mm-hmm.
and she might be able to weigh in on why she does what she does, because she's in the education arena. Do you have time to weigh in?
I could probably weigh in very quickly, very shortly. We're on our way. I got one little fella with me. We're on our way to see Paw Patrol as a field trip.
Woo!
So I will attempt to weigh in. Good morning, everybody. How is everyone doing?
We're all well.
Great. Well, if you could give me a second here.
No worries. Come back in when you can.
Okay.
Yeah, just come back in. And so you doing what you do brings joy to you, and it brings joy to other people.
It should.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Let's try that. It should, because, okay. So I made this analogy before, like the fruit on the tree is not for the tree.
Mm-hmm.
When there's fruit on the tree, it's not for the tree. The fruit on the tree is for everybody else. So your gifts and talents, yes, you will get the benefit of what you do and why you do it, but it's mainly for other people.
Yes.
It's to help others get where they're supposed to be. Hey, Yolanda. It's helping someone else fulfill whatever is their calling, helping them. Like, okay, so with California cover-ups, I don't have to wonder out, okay, what am I going to wear when I go see these clients? I can drop on a cover-up and hit the road, and I'm not taking hours trying to figure out what to wear or something that's going to cover me properly so I can get in and out of the car and be able to service my customers.
And still look professional.
Exactly.
You can dress it up and down. Yeah. I don't even know what to say about these cover-ups, because
they work. Let's just put it that way.
You know what I mean? They just solve a
problem. Teresa is back. Let's see if she can jump in, because I know she's short of time. Go ahead. If you can jump back in, Teresa. If not, we'll. Okay, so we also have Yolanda here, and we're talking about why you do what you do. Yolanda has helped thousands of people in 2 different areas. So she has her soaps, which you can find her on TikTok making soap and doing stuff. And then she's done blogging, I believe, for a few years. And then she wrote some books on telling us how to do it and how to do it well. So why do you do what you do, Yolanda? I know she's over here in different places.
Yeah, I was checking you guys out on Facebook, but I'm actually over here now on Clubhouse.
Woo!
Clubhouse room, because that means that we get to participate on the show. Why I do what I do? Oh my goodness. Well, first I did it because I was a mom and I wanted to be home more, right? Otherwise I would have had to work 3-4 jobs to take care of that responsibility. So I invited technology into my life to make it simple. But also now in this phase of life, when the kids are grown, right? How many Yolanda? Like this weekend, I've been down to ride Amtrak. I jumped on the Amtrak one way for the weekend. Forcibly, I had to force myself in every minute to just do it for me. You know, so me, I am my new wife. Oh, that's the thing.
Ooh.
I am my new wife. Everybody has been my wife. I tried to validate and justify everything that I did, but this weekend, it was for me. And then I even justified it saying, my daughter needs a break from me. I'm like, girl, stop. Just stop. Okay? I'm doing it for me this time.
Nice. I like that. I am my new why. Because Terry and I always talk about going to the front of your own line and knowing why you do what you do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I am my new why. That could be a hashtag. I think that's a hashtag, Yolanda. We can put that on your website or on all your stuff. I am my new why.
And I'm telling you, I'm still, even now, I haven't forced myself to say it's for me. All everything. Because we don't know that life.
Mm-hmm.
No. And then there are some people who overboard on that life, right? It's me. And then there's some who finally, like Yolanda said, we're just now getting to it. Some of us have been on the other end of the spectrum so long that we've been telling people, you go, oh no, you go ahead. You get in front. You go ahead. Oh no, you go. And we never go to the front of the line. What is that like to be in the front of the line? Hey, Mark. Mark Ward is here from Chicago. And so, why do you do what you do?
My daughter was just in Chicago, Mark, and she went out on that walkway I've forgotten the name of the building. Is it the Chrysler building? You know, where you can see through the floor and look down about 39 floors or so. It's crazy.
Did she take a picture?
Yes, she took a picture and stuff on Facebook.
That would either be the Hancock building or what we still call the Sears Tower.
Oh, the Sears Tower or the Hancock building.
Okay. Yeah. So she went out and she went on that see-through walkway, took a couple of pictures. She said it was scary, but yeah, so we love Chicago.
So why do you do what you do? We heard from Yolanda that she's going to be doing her, and she's becoming Yolanda. I'm looking forward to your website and following your journey. Dr. Tachi's in the house too. Dr. Tachi is all about all things media, and and fashion too, media and fashion. She could have been doing anything else. Every one of us could have been doing something, but we are known for something. So we know Dr. Tachi for her media
scope,
just her expertise in media. She's known for that. But if she didn't figure out why she was doing that or get up every day and do that, she didn't have to. We don't have to get up doing the things we do every day.
That's true.
So we feel that this is something we are called to do. This is something that we are put here to make a difference in some type of arena. And Yolanda has given a lot out. And now she's doing things for Yolanda. What would, after you've given it all out, not all, but after you've given to others and now you're doing for yourself, how will that change some things? What does that story look like?
I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing it, Yolanda. I've been trying to practice going to the front of my own line for quite a while. But I just keep, I guess it's muscle memory. I just keep saying, oh no, you go. So I have to every once in a while do a course correction to make sure that, not in a selfish way, but that in a what would you call it, a healthy way, I go to the front of my own line.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just say, in a broad brush stroke,
Mm-hmm.
with many, many, many people over many years, this is more predominantly, as I'm sure you well know, a female challenge.
Yes.
This is not as common with males in the United States, at least.
Because the guys will just go and like, okay, I'm done, or I'm doing it for me.
Or
Yeah.
they bogart their way to the front of the line.
Or do you know what it is? It's not so much bogarting all the time. Sorry, Dr. Tachi. It's not bogarting. We step aside.
Oh.
Right? We step, oh, you go ahead. And then get mad because they did.
Yeah, that's a large part of it. And I started an exercise a long time ago of just watching how many women around me apologize for stuff. I was walking, I went on a walking tour yesterday, and I was just walking down the street.
Uh-huh.
There was a lady getting ready to come out the door, and the door, was like a store, corner store kind of thing. But she had to step her pathway. We were going to cross paths. And she would have had to open the door, step down a couple of steps, and then enter into my path. And I just watched how perplexed it threw her. It threw her in a thing where she apologized profusely. And I was like, why? It's like either hurry up and go ahead and get in front of me, or just give the courtesy and wait. The guilt that we feel of imposing upon people, the same people who impose upon us, greatly, right? The guilt that we feel, the apologies that we make, like you said, nobody has asked us to step aside. Nobody has asked us to give our all, and that's the lesson I have learned in all of this.
Yes.
That's for every bit of me. I gave it because I thought conditions, trained, I don't know, still trying to find the source, absolute source of it, which is why I watch a lot of old TV, because I'm in Mary Tyler Moore. I'm like, Mary Tyler Moore put us in this position, right? And so I no longer move out of the way. I apologize for being in this space, and I cannot stand the word excuse me, because no, work that out before it gets to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Never ask me to excuse you. Go around, don't interrupt me. It's like that is the most imposing word ever. And my mother would, if I had to wait to be acknowledged and then say excuse me. And I'm like, I'm not doing that no more. Just don't devalue a situation or marginalize somebody else or impose, and because there's so much imposing on us, we're overcorrecting with the apologies. And I'm being called to go do some more me stuff. So I'll be listening, ladies.
All righty. Dr. Tachi.
Joy.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
One thing of, going to the front of your own mind and not getting out of the way, it's interesting. When I was an undergrad, I was part of an organization where you basically had to go through a process to become a part of it. So, not Delta, but it was another organization. And in a sense, it was like pledging, but, not really. So, when we were told, when people get in your way all the time or whatever, like you say, we're usually, especially as women, the first ones to jump out of the way and apologize and defer. So the guys that were running it, the process said, you know what? If you just keep walking straight ahead, people will get out of your way. I said, okay, I'm going to try this. Every single time, if I just plowed, 3 people got out of the way. So that was like a lesson in life, that if you are always busy deferring to other people, they expect you to defer as if that's your role. But if you just plow ahead, people get out of your way. So I thought that was very interesting and very related to what you're saying.
And I did that yesterday at the mall. Now, the mall has, there's the right side where, I'm thinking there's right side like driving, and then there's the left side of the mall. And why are you all people walking the wrong way on the thing? I just kept walking. Y'all gonna move because I'm going in the right direction in the mall. And they did. And one dude, you know, he wasn't going to move. And I was like, I'm not moving either. So let's just see who's going to move first. And I just kept walking and he turned his shoulder so that, you know, that because I was not. And he wasn't going to do it either. I was like, oh my gosh. So Dr. Tatcha, you're right. People, they'll just keep coming and won't, you know, and if you back down, why did you back down?
Exactly.
You know, one of the things.
Go ahead, Mark.
A long time. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. One of the things I learned a long time ago that helped me difference between asking for permission and or later just asking for forgiveness. And I learned that the best way to forge your path forward is to just go. Like Tachi was saying, just go. Don't ask, just do it.
Yep, I like that. You can forgive me later.
Yeah, it was a long time in my life before I heard that expression, you know.
Yeah, but and we do what we do, and sometimes we're doing what we do apologetically. Okay, so here I'm gonna stir the pot a little bit. Are you doing what you do in business or in life because you think you're supposed to be doing that because you defer to somebody else's whim
or expectations?
Mm-hmm.
Or what you think other? I think I heard this too when Yolanda was talking. The inference that we assume that people want this from us, so we do it, and then years later they say to you, when you say, I'm tired of doing this, they say, I never asked you to do it.
And see, that's how misunderstandings happen too. I was at church Thursday, and we are still practicing social distance and wearing masks and things of that nature, which is fine. And so in the audio or the media booth, there's room for like 3 or 4 people in the media thing. And so the one of the ushers came and asked me if I was going to be going into the media booth, which is what I normally do on a Thursday or whatever. And so when she asked that, because she's never asked that question before, so immediately in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, she's talking about social distancing and she doesn't want us to all congregate in the little space that there is, right? So Sunday when I went in, I wasn't going to go into the media booth just to make room for other people who were in there, right? And so I said, let me go ask her. She said, no, I wasn't asking for that reason. I just wanted to know if you wanted to, we was going to seat you on the other side if you weren't going in the media booth. But we be dreaming stuff up in our head, trying to figure out why somebody said something instead of asking them what they meant by that comment.
Exactly. You see what I mean?
And I'm like, oh, okay, never mind then. So
this can happen in all kinds of relationships, customer relations, employee relations, personal relationships, interacting with our children, our spouses, our cousins, whatever. There's an inference there. Well, you know, how did you end up being the caregiver? Was the inference that you're the only girl, therefore you are the caregiver for the family? You know, cultural things also. We assume roles because we think culture demands it of us.
I know a guy who did that. He was here in California and he was doing what he wanted to do. And then the family called him and they said, well, you're the oldest son, so you need to come back here and take up where the parents left off. You need to be here and take on the role of the family. I was like, ooh, that's a lot to carry. And maybe he didn't want to go, but the pressure from the tradition in the family pressed him to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I could add something.
Go ahead.
There's a dichotomy, in a sense, between what societally and culturally you're expected to do and what you want to do as an individual. And certain cultures, in certain cultures, it's more amenable for you to be an individual, like, for example, Western cultures, than it is in cultures of the quote-unquote East. And so when you're talking about countries in Asia, countries in Africa, which have a very collective mindset, the good of the community supersedes the good of the individual. Obviously, things start to change a little more as we start to get ever more westernized, if I would say that, but there is still the tradition that carries things. And so it's interesting, you asked, are you doing what you're doing because you want to or because it's an expectation? It's really because I want to. Although this was a suggestion, when you're a Nigerian child or when you're an African child, there are only 4 acceptable, things you can do for a profession: doctor, lawyer, engineer, or disgrace to the family.
Wow.
So you take one of those, and that's what you do, basically. And so, I got the whole. I was like, that's nice, because I was not intent on being a doctor, lawyer, or engineer. I even almost caved into the lawyer part of it because, my mother just made the suggestion. Did you think about going to law school after I was getting ready to finish my master's or was finishing my master's? I said, well, no. So then I thought, maybe that I could be general counsel for the FCC and that type of stuff. Then I started sub-studying for the LSAT. Then I said, the hell, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to law school. So, sometimes that cultural pressure to fall in line with what's what, or what is acceptable, sometimes gets to you. But I do what I do because I absolutely love it. This is what I like to do, and so that's what I want to do. And if the gods don't like it, the cultural gods don't like it,
go ahead, Mark.
What that brings up for me, the importance of this question, which I think at this point, I think I can speak with some authority, is my belief is that the source of the most discord in this country, probably the world, is that people have forgotten their why. Why are you doing what you are doing? Why are you doing it? Because when you forget that vacuum of uncertainty is where all of the other stuff contaminates you and where you are left with discord. And usually we will categorize it in some other fashion. But when you get to the root, when you do the archaeological dig, it's usually because people have forgotten why they are doing what they are doing.
And it's okay for your why to be about someone else.
It is.
It is.
As long as so here's something. As long as it's your why.
Exactly.
It has to be your why, not somebody else's why. I can remember my mom giving me hints. You should go into nursing and da 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 da. And I was like, okay. So I tried it for a while, but I was fascinated with the equipment. Not that I didn't care about the people, but I was fascinated how the equipment was working. Thus, my tech stuff was still there, underlying. A lot of times, your passion and your purpose lays in what is innate in you, things that you do. There are things that are, what do I call, inborn in everybody. There's a skill set. There's something that you are just,
that's just a talent.
It's there. And then the life experiences come along with that. That helps shapes your purpose and your why. If we were to go along with our bend in life, if you will, plus our life experiences and put that together, and then our purpose can be fulfilled, because Yolanda has the things that she's done, and it helps. She's helping other people discover their why,
which is a beautiful thing. So many people
right.
Leave here without ever knowing their why.
Right. Teresa, are you available to chime in, or are you still just on a listen mode? It doesn't, if you can, okay. Because
I think I might be able to. I'm driving hands free. I just want to really quickly just chime in on, like John said, about the why. The why. And then I like also what you just said about how our life experiences prime us for what it is that we should be doing most of the time. I think that's what happens. And so after, with me, I've spent all the years working in mental health. I've always been, real big with the kids, all the kids in our family, people's kids. I've always done a lot of things with kids. It's no wonder that I ended up as an educator. And subsequently, I've opened my own school because the deficits in public education are so significant that me as a human being and as a mother and a human being, I cannot watch other people's children be failed the way they're being failed. And so for me, the why I do what I do is because, one, I'm built to do it. And two, it needs to be done on a very human level. And the fact that I love what I do and I've been gifted to be good at it, to me, are just plus their icing on the cake.
Thank you. So all of these things intertwined, your natural bend for things, then your life experience also ties into that, and I see it on everyone here. And we have Charlene here. And Charlene, did you want to weigh in?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here. I am a medical client trainer, and basically that means I train people who have complex medical conditions. I absolutely love it. It's interesting that I have a daughter who has a kidney transplant, and so I was a critical care medical mom for 17 years. She's doing great now. She's a senior in college. I have 5 kids in college. And but it's interesting that what ended up becoming one of the most difficult things that I had to endure ended up also becoming a vector for me being able to bless other people with the knowledge that I have. I was always a trainer. I teach on the collegiate level for athletics, but I ended up becoming a medic because I needed to understand what was happening on a micro level. And the good news about all of this is that sometimes your pain can give you purpose, or your pain can just continually cause you suffering. And I made a decision that I wanted it to give me purpose, and I wanted to be in a place where I could help other people. And, there's nothing like operating in your gift and being able to see people, who believe that they couldn't walk, get up and walk because they've done the work. Believe that they couldn't, walk without a walker, stand up to be able to move at all. And, the miracle of being able to gift somebody the ability for independence is unimaginable. So I am loving the skin that I'm in, and I am loving being able to transform people's lives because of the information that I have. And, it's important, I think, for everyone to understand that, transitioning your suffering into information that's useful for other people is truly, truly a benefit and will always be an asset. Thanks for letting me share.
Thank you, Charlene.
Thank you.
Wow. That is major. And I think we've all done that. we're here because of something that we didn't like. Oh, there was somebody who said something. I think it was Mike Murdoch. Okay. The thing is irking your nerve. You're probably the one that needs to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's bothering you, it's just like, I can't stand that. Well, that's probably the thing you're called to fix.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that's so interesting to me in the work that I've done for all these years is continuing to be reminded that your life is always calling out to you. Your calling is always nudging you. If you aren't answering it, it will continue to be like neon signs along the way. The problem is that sometimes we are blind to the circumstances of our own life and need to be able to step back in order to see it. But I've never seen an exception to that. Just like some of the stories that have been told here, everything that happens to you happens for you, should you allow it. It's not a coincidence. There's a reason. There is a thread to all of these circumstances that is trying to awaken you to something that you are not paying attention to.
Okay. Now we have no excuse. Cheryl, did you want to weigh in on anything? Because Cheryl's passion is fashion and books. We got 3 people in here that are fashion oriented. And then we got fashion in books, fashion in media, fashion in business, which is Terry. So this is a lively conversation, figuring out why you do what you do. And if there, I like Yolanda's statement, I am my new why. And if that's the juncture you are in and your life, then be your new why. So thank you all for tuning in this morning for Coffee, Tea, Thoughts, and Conversations. This was a really good conversation, and I trust you're going to take something out of it and look and make evaluations. And like Mark said, start paying attention to the flashing road signs, the neon signs telling you go this way. Yeah, let's do that. Tommy Whitlow says, great topic. She says, I do what I do because it's my assignment in life. Wow. I like striving to be a difference maker. As long as I'm focused on my goals / mission, I can get up every morning. That's amazing. Thank you, Tommy. So with that, we want to say thank you for tuning in and being a part of this conversation today. We will be back tomorrow with TJ all the way from New York City. She'll be talking to us about digital marketing and social media strategies for your business. And we encourage you to follow one another in Clubhouse, follow one another on Periscope or Facebook or YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already done so. We thank you for subscribing. And we'll be back here on Wednesday with Coach Karen talking all about your money. Thursday, we'll be talking happy, healthy habits with Robin Shimizu and her friends, because if your health is not great, your wealth will not be either. And then Clubhouse. And just want to say thank you for tuning in, and we will be back next week. Dr. Tachi, looking forward to seeing you on Friday. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Talk to you soon.
Remember to go to the front of your own line. Bye-bye, everyone.